Hello everyone, hope you are having a good day. I am Mr. Hemanth, Assistant Professor, Department of Renal Dialysis Technology, Yenepoya School of Allied Health Science, Yenepoya deemed to be University. So, in the next few minutes, I will be talking about the recent advances happened in the area of dialysis technology. So, in next few minutes, we are going to explore the current practices, what exactly is happening right now in the field of dialysis therapy. We are going to analyze the current challenges, what is happening in the dialysis technology. So, we are going to find out why there is a need for innovations in our areas, and we are going to evaluate technological advancements in dialysis technology, as well as I am going to show you the emerging trends which is going to happen in the dialysis technology. So, it is going to be an interesting one. So, let us move forward. What are the current practices which is happening in the area of dialysis technology? So, those who are practicing dialysis, they already know whenever we think of dialysis, we think of hemodialysis. So, a dialysis individual will come into a dialysis center 2 or 3 times a week and spend some 4 hours undergoing dialysis and goes back to his home. So, this is a routine, we call this as conventional hemodialysis, and we are having other modalities such as day or nocturnal hemodialysis and home hemodialysis. And other than this hemodialysis, a person undergoes dialysis at his home. Usually the dialysis undergoes in his tummy. We call this as peritoneal dialysis. Again, there are other modalities in peritoneal dialysis such as continuous ambulatory peritoneal dialysis and automated peritoneal dialysis. Other than this, like if we want an high efficiency dialysis, so we have hemodiafiltrations, and over all of this, if somebody wants a good quality of life, so they have an option of kidney transplantations. So, these are the current technologies, so current dialysis therapy which is happening in all over the world. What are the challenges we are facing? First and the foremost thing is the frequency and the duration of dialysis session. Yes, as just now I said, the dialysis patient has to come into the dialysis unit, traveling 30 minutes to 1 hour, depending on where he or she is coming from, and spend 3 to 5 hours in a dialysis unit undergoing dialysis and get back home 2 to 3 times a week. So, it is actually a burden and intrusiveness and discomfort. Yes, the patient has to lay down on the bed without moving his arms, without moving around, so for about 4 to 5 hours. So, that is again causes discomfort. Fluctuations in the fluid removal causes imbalances, causes sudden discomfort in the dialysis patient. That is one challenges. Limited portability. Yes, everybody wishes to travel around, everybody wants to go to different places, see different places, meet their relatives, family and friends. But a dialysis patient has to visit the hospital 2 to 3 times a week. For that, he cannot travel much. That is a limited portability. And electrolyte imbalances comes as acid-base imbalances, which is very common in dialysis patients because of non-functioning kidney. And vascular access complications, as these people are having a CKD and they are immunocompromised, so they will be susceptible for infections, and thrombosis chances are very high in the vascular access. And limited treatment options for some patients, because their vascular access may not develop, so they have to stick with the catheter. So, catheter has its own risk of complications such as infections and thrombosis. And hemodialysis related hypotensions may cause hemodynamic instability in the dialysis patients, as well as cost and resource allocations. Yes, the dialysis patient has to spend for dialysis treatments probably 2 to 3 times a week, so for long durations. Why we have to work towards innovations and future? Because the global dialysis population is growing rapidly. The cost of the dialysis care is increasing day by day, and the patients on dialysis continue to bear the high burden of disease, shortened life expectancy, and report a high symptom burden and low health related quality of life. And patients, payers, regulators and healthcare systems increase demand for improved value in dialysis care. So, these are the reasons why we require innovations in our area. Now, we move forward for what are the innovations we have in our area. First and the foremost things comes forward is the wearable artificial kidneys. What is this wearable artificial kidneys? So, as I said, there is a limited portability in the dialysis patients, right? They want to travel, they want to meet their friends, they want to meet their relatives. spend some time networking, right? So this wearable artificial kidney helps the dialysis patients to move around. They can travel while undergoing dialysis. This utilizes a portable wearable technology. It utilizes a very less liquid management, utilizes a sorbent technology. It works on the principle of sorbent technology, and the continuous clearance is happening such that the patients do not have any dietary restrictions. What are the requirements for this wearable artificial technology? One is a pumping system, that is the blood from the vascular access into the artificial kidney, and the dialysate regeneration system, whereas in the conventional hemodialysis we use around like 150 liters of RO water to prepare a dialysate, right? But whereas in this wearable artificial technique it requires hardly like 2 to 5 liters of fluid. Why? Because the dialysate regenerate itself. We are going to see how it is going to regenerate and everything. And the dialyzer membrane, yes, obviously without the dialyzer membrane there is nothing but artificial kidney, so we can't do dialysis. And the batteries for its functions, and patient monitoring system to monitor their vital signs. So these are requirements of this wearable artificial kidney. And one such wearable artificial kidney is AWOC technology. So that is, you can see in the images where it is a wearable artificial kidney. The dialysis will be continuously going on, and it is such that the patient can carry it wherever they want. You can see the women so sitting in a cafeteria and having spending her valuable time, and the other where the person is traveling while undergoing dialysis, and also another person is networking, communicating with other individual while undergoing dialysis. So this is what the advantage what this wearable artificial kidney devices, especially this AWOC, is providing. Moving forward, we have another device. So this is not a recent advance. So this I am seeing it from last decade, more than a decade probably. So it is a miniaturized version of a current hemodialysis system, which has been all been put into a belt or a vest. So it is still under the clinical trials. The major limitations of this is it lacks endocrinal and metabolic functions. It has only the filtration functions, and it limits mobility, because like nobody would like to like wear this and going to a society like where everybody will looking at him, and it will be embarrassing situations, probably because of that. Like, so one such reason, so it is still under clinical trials. And AKTIV, that is artificial kidney to improve vitality. So this is another device where it regenerates the dialysate, right? So it's also, you can see the woman, she is sitting at her home while undergoing dialysis. She is taking her dog for a walk, so on the reverse side, while still undergoing dialysis. So it works on the principle that it converts all the uremic abnormalities or uremic waste materials into the sodium and nitrogen gas, and it evaporates and it regenerates the dialysate. So this is one of the major advances which happened in the area of dialysis therapy, where it concentrates on improving the quality of life of a dialysis individual. Next thing is from the Dr. Ira Kurtz. So where he is come up with a dialysate free waterless portable artificial kidney. So you can see the person who is working in his office while undergoing dialysis and providing for his family, where it does not require any water, right? So this is one of the major advance happened in the area of dialysis therapy, where there is no dialysate, waterless free dialysis which is happening. And the other implantable device called as HiHemo, so we also call it as implantable artificial kidney called as IBAC, for continuous renal replacement therapy, where it is produced by the University of California, San Francisco. It's an implantable device where they implant it inside the body and connect to the vascular system, provide it with the vascular system. So it filters all the blood, and there is no needles, no blood loss, and can be done at home. It filters off the waste, and the waste can be discarded at home. The next thing is a MyTram. MyTram is a very useful device for the current hemodialysis what is going on. So whereas what happens in hemodialysis is that like we try to remove all the uremic toxins, but whereas some toxins are bound to proteins. So what happens, this protein is a macromolecule which cannot be removed by the artificial kidney, because so the proteins cannot pass through the pores which is present in the membranes of the artificial kidney. But With the help of this mitram, so it is connected to the arterial blood supply as well as a dialysate supply, where it produces electromagnetic waves, and these electromagnetic waves creates vibrations in the blood molecules such that the protein, the bounded uremic toxins on the proteins will be shaken off, and these toxins are freely available such that it will passes across the semi-permeable membrane through the pores, and all the uremic toxins have been cleared, and it enhances the clearance of a dialysis. This is one of the major advances which happen, and we should actually use this in every dialysis sessions. And next we are having Revalo from the Revalo Peritonex. So it's a disinfectant for this peritoneal axis, where it is connected between the peritoneal catheter as well as a peritoneal PD bag tubings. What it does is it helps in avoiding secondary contaminations, and it minimizes patient interactions between the catheter and avoids the infection rates. Next, moving forward with the vascular access innovations which has happened. First thing is a Venostent, a self-wrap device where it is a bioabsorbable self-memory polymer wrap. So it is wrapped around anastomosis site of a major artery and the major vein, and what it actually does is it minimizes the graft failure, and it provides a support for the development of the maturations of this arterialized vein, right, and it minimizes the reliance on the catheters. Next, similar to that of the previous innovations, we are having Vascu, that is AVS creation device. It's a nitinol based device implanted around the artery and the vein during the surgical creations of arteriovenous fistula. It helps in patency, so till up to 6 months, and it provides structural reinforcement and more stable arterial blood flow as it transitions into the vein. And then we are having VasBio, a coated vascular graft with LXWM reagent. So what it does is this LXW7 is smeared onto the innermost layers of the arteriovenous graft. So this LXW7 attracts the endothelial progenitor cells. So when the endothelial progenitor cells are attracted and attached on the surface of this vascular graft, AV arteriovenous graft, so it mimics the same structure as of the patient's native vascular system, such that when a blood comes in contact with this graft, it do not causes any complement fixations. It reduces thrombosis, it provides endothelializations and prolonged patency. So we can use the graft for longer durations without any hurdles of thrombosis. Next, we are having Flow medical fistula monitoring devices. It is a wearable devices, real-time monitoring of AV fistula. It provides a sign that whether there is a thrombosis, whether there is any like flow fluctuation which is happening in the new arteriovenous fistula, and avoids catheter infection, such that like once the once the fistula is mature, we can use it for cannulations. And next we are having a sensor enhanced smart device guide technology for dialysis. So where a small titanium device is implanted into the arm of a patient and is connected to the arterialized vein, where we cannulate through the help of this implantable guide. So we cannulate to that area, and it shows us with the audible and the visual alarm whether the needle is placed inside the vein or not, and it avoids back filtrations. So it avoids back wall perforations, right, and it detects the flow and helps identify stenosis as well. And next we are having UB plug. So UB plug is also like a Revalo for the peritoneal dialysis, but UB plug is for the catheter patients where a person is having central venous catheter. It avoids interactions between the catheter and the dialysis tubings, and such that the infection chances are reduced. Next we have Dr. Christian, so professor of chemistry from Temple University, Philadelphia. He is actually working towards a membrane, filtration membrane, which mimics that of a actual kidney cells. Right. The goal is to create a compact multi-stage membrane system that can replicate the functions of the proximal tubule to selectively recover all the nutrients, salts and water from the filtrate and reformulate and return to the blood, removing all these toxins. So next we are having Dr. Vinay Narasimha Krishna from University of Alabama, Birmingham. So he is striving towards introducing a wearable telehealth device that detects thrombosis. Yes, so if person is having AVF or AVG, so we'll be wearing this telehealth devices where it monitors and the blood flow of the AVF and AVG, and it alerts the patients when they develop any blood clot. And with this help of this device, we can decrease the time to intervene of any complications, and it helps avoid delayed referral and related medical complications. And also we are having a vein dilation devices, whereas nowadays we give a sponge ball to a dialysis patient after creation of a AVF, right, for the development of to produce a matured arterialized vein. But with the help of this wearable vein dilation device, it assists in fistula maturations, it improves the fistula maturations and cannulation, and it contains a balloon that inflates and deflates to enhance the vein size. And also we are having a Myromatrix, where this company is working towards bioengineering a new kidney grafts. So which consists of a human cells grown in a pig extracellular matrix. We are also having Quanta dialysis system, a small miniaturized hemodialysis system which is portable, carried around. It weighs only 35 kgs, so it almost carried around everywhere, providing flexibility for the dialysis patients and their providers. It is modular and easily transported, can be used with a portable RO or integrated into any existing water infrastructures, and it has a cloud based digital health functions to translate data capture and reporting. And telemedicine, nothing but telehealth and remote monitoring devices, where it contains smart sensors such as optical cameras and the Bluetooth enabled vital signs monitoring devices, where for real time monitoring of patients on dialysis. So it utilizes the Bluetooth low energy devices and optical camera communications, as just now I said, and it sends the data to a physician who is there in the other side of a state, country or the world, where in the real time the physician can monitor and provide suggestions on the treatment for the dialysis patients. Next, coming to the artificial intelligence, we live around artificial intelligence nowadays. So, and we have been utilizing artificial intelligence probably from last 5-10 years more in the field of dialysis technology. So, where we are using this artificial intelligence, one is for treatment optimizations, so predictive analytics, fluid management, adaptive control systems, vascular health, vascular access monitoring, and telehealth. Right? These are the areas where we are utilizing the artificial intelligence in a rapid manner. Further reading, I have added few more innovations, not only innovations, further reading for you all. So one such thing is allo hemodialysis. Allo hemodialysis is not new, so it is there from last 20-25 years. So it has been started, but we are not practicing it much. There are so many ethical barrier which comes here. So allo hemodialysis is nothing but a different type of modality, where a patient, a dialysis patient, a CKD patient is dialyzed against a healthy subject, that is a buddy. We call them as a buddy. The buddy's healthy kidneys then excrete the solutes and fluid transfer from the patients. So it is nothing but we have a dialysis patients and I am here, so where we connect the blood supply from the dialysis patients to me, and my kidney is going to work the filtrations and remove all the excess amount of nitrogen waste materials for him. So that is the principle behind this allo hemodialysis. And there are these bunch of engineers who are working towards creating a waterless wearable artificial kidney in collaboration with Dr. Ira Katz, right? A collaboration between engineers, researchers at the University of Arkansas and the kidney doctor in Southern California, Dr. Ira Katz. If successful, their work will revolutionize the treatment for kidney disease and offer a hope for something better than the dialysis or transplantations. Next thing, we are having a low cost dialysis preparation devices called as from the Elin medical devices. So a standard solar panel heats water taken from a local source to make steam, which is used not only to sterilize the water but also to fill empty peritoneal dialysis bags under sterile conditions. So where we are having water scarcity, where the requirement of RO water is difficult in such areas, this low cost dialysis preparation device can be utilized. And we are having a CloudCath. So CloudCath works with the help of optical sensor, where the spent peritoneal dialysate fluid is passed through this device. So and this CloudCath is going to monitor whether there is any cloudiness or turbidity in the peritoneal spent dialysate. So with the help of this cloud cath, we can able to like diagnose the peritoneal peritonitis or any sorts of infections which is happening and in this individual, in the peritoneal dialysis individuals, and can able to provide treatment ASAP. And also we are having OleoSmart patch. This OleoSmart patch is a non-invasive remote monitoring device that automatically sends clinically actionable data to the cloud-based server that can be accessible by the user's physician. This patch is worn while showering, sleeping, and typically changed at 7 days intervals. Next, we are having a kidney labs dialysis machine. It's a miniaturized dialysis machine, whereas a conventional hemodialysis machine is the size of a fridge and utilizes around like 120 to 150 liters of fluid, whereas this kidney labs dialysis machine utilizes only 5 liters of normal saline. So that is required to pursue the same function as a hemodialysis, conventional hemodialysis machine. We are having Invisius, a company which is developing a priming solution, right? So called as HGuard. So this HGuard priming solutions is designed to be added to the existing priming fluid and applied during the existing priming practices such that it avoids the interactions between the blood and the foreign material, that is the dialyzer and the tubing, and avoids the inflammations which occurs or dialyzer reactions which occurs. And also we are having Waveline Q endo-AVS systems. This Waveline Q endo-AVS system is indicated for the creation of arteriovenous fistula using a concomitant ulnar artery and the ulnar vein, or concomitant radial artery and the radial vein, in patients with a minimum artery and vein diameters of 2 mm at the fistula creation site who have a chronic kidney disease and need hemodialysis. And the benefit of this is that the arm heals without any stitches, with little to no scarring, right? The AVF is done, anastomosis is done with a very less scarring or no scarring at all. So you can read about it, the links are provided. And 3D printing, yes. So nowadays before the surgery, the physician is going to 3D print anatomical structures of the patient and find out how to do the surgery and everything, and go ahead with the surgery, which avoids certain complications, surgical based complications or surgery related complications. Next, we are having an automatic and swift classifications of vascular access aneurysm using AI, where with the help of our smartphone devices we can able to click the picture of AVF, and this application is going to tell us whether the patient is having aneurysm or not. Coming to the last part of this session, that is the dialysis trends. So if you want to learn more about the recent advances which is happening, or the coming near future, what are the advances which is happening, so these are the areas like these are the companies where I want you to like look forward for. So you can look forward for intelligent dialysis for all these companies, home hemodialysis, automated wearable devices, portable devices, digital dialysis, remote patient management devices, connected health, and artificial intelligence. There are some more dialysis trends where I want you to look for. So all these companies. So keep yourself informed by following all these companies, where many recent advances are going to happen, and the way we are going to treat the dialysis patients are going to change in near future. With this, I would like to conclude this session. So hope I have inspired you in many ways to follow this path of dialysis. So here are the few references. So and all of these references will be provided to you all. With this, thanks myself, Mr. Hemanth. Thank you all.